So I did go to the theater and I saw, it's not but it is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty fun. It's a little bit of a reset from those 3 recent ones, separate from the much older set of movies, because, unfortunately, some of those characters are not still around for us. So they also skipped forward in time many generations later.
Oh, so the original ape that
Caesar. Yeah.
Caesar is not.
No.
But is it descendants?
No. We don't know. They explain it's good. They explain nothing, so we don't
okay.
know.
All right.
Okay.
But, it's still Planet of the Apes movie, for sure. There's a interesting thing about that. Those 3, it didn't feel like you were on an exact, easy trajectory to define, this is where society's going. They're taking this step, then that step, then that step. But it did feel like you were sort of seeing the path. This feels like slightly a diversion or a side trip of, here's what's going on with this little mini adventure. And you're like, oh, but the whole world? Who knows? All right. Sounds great.
But is it humans against apes? And are we still screwed in a dystopian type of vibe?
First of all, is it ever humans against apes? That's
in the human's mind, and that's why it gets to be problematic if we just could live peacefully together.
Look, yes, that's always the crux of the story is that, they're set off against each other and then finding some common ground, some specific set of characters do. So exactly the same in this one, yes, for sure.
Okay.
So it is on this timeline from these other recent ones where society has really broken down and this virus, as they're now explaining, did a terrible, number on humanity while raising up apes. And that is the society they're living on now, which is not fully explained. By the end, you have kind of a picture, but maybe not the whole picture, I don't think. So we'll see. Maybe they're setting things up and, more will be explained, or you'll see more specific instances that will really show you what's going on and oh, no, this ties back to something else. We'll see.
Are there supposed to be more? Is that why you're saying we'll see?
Do you not believe there will be more Planet of the Apes movies?
I don't know.
There's been a lot of them, Catherine.
Yes.
So probably.
Look, I need the follow-up to the Mark Wahlberg one, but seemingly we're not going to get it.
And the CGI is good, and
these
all
last
the
3...
apes are talking and
I
walking barely and not even on all fours anymore. They're
it's true. Look, it's a different style than, obviously the older ones and even the Mark one, which was kind of just a straight, not reboot, but whatever, just doing the first one again.
Planet of the Apes, yeah.
Yeah. So these are a little different, and the way they walk is different, and they haven't set them up to be because in that first, in the old one, those are basically human bodies with, ape faces.
Yeah.
Or, the different types of apes.
Not a lot of physicality of the ape is still there in those early
they've evolved
ones.
past that or whatever. So we haven't gotten to that point yet. So they're still definitely well, no, those are just very smart and talkative apes.
So to clarify, we have not gotten into the original Planet of the Apes clothed ape era. They're still just furry, right?
Yeah, no.
All right.
We have not gotten there. It's
all right.
It's interesting because you almost felt as I avoided the trailer, not that I...
Oh, you avoided a trailer?
Oh.
For those of you that don't know, John avoids trailers.
Well, it's very hard not to set your expectations. And I even have a hard time just, I make it up in my head and then, oh, wait, it's not what I thought it was going to be. Just from the name, Kingdom, it's well, obviously we're going to be practically there. They're going to be where, no, we're not there yet. So, but, still enjoyable, I think, for all of that.
Do you want it to be there? It'd be the demise of humanity if it was the Kingdom of the Apes.
Okay, so that's the way you felt about the original series. It was the demise of humanity. There were humans in it, or they're not.
Listen, when Charlton Heston saw the Statue of Liberty on the beach, yeah, it was the demise of humanity. It was pretty much we're done for.
That is one of the weird things. After seeing this movie, I was talking about it with someone, and the interesting thing you think about is well, wait a minute. Am I supposed to be identifying with these apes or the humans? And this movie, I think, tested it in a different way. Those last 3 movies kind of set you up where you were identifying with the apes quite well and kind of descending with the humanity. Because it's they're going to go away. We don't think they're going to stay. Sorry, Liz. They are.
We were jerks. Gary Oldman was not cool
Sure.
He was very trigger happy in one of the last ones. Really could not chill out.
Right. So I feel like that was kind of, we were having this descending that we were less identifying with the humans. This one was a little interesting the way, because it was like, it felt slightly more equal. It felt you were unsure what each motivations. In the beginning was slightly clear for the apes. By the end, it was kind of unclear. You're like, well, where is their society going to go? And, are they against humans or not against humans? So it was a little tougher, I think, in this one.
Were there any actors that you could recognize just like voice-wise? Because I did see some actors doing press, and they talked a lot about going to, did they call it ape school? Yeah.
Oh.
Ape school. And like really demonstrating like hunching over their shoulders and like the physicality of it. And one of them was even talking about how he decided where his voice would come from. And like, it was an interesting process. Who's in it?
There's a bunch of people, not so many that I recognized, and certainly not so many just from their voices. Obviously, we had a couple human characters, so they were there. But then of the apes, really there was one voice that you almost recognize it, and then when you see the person, you're like, oh, yes, that is you, Kevin Durand. Yeah, because he has an interesting delivery, which he uses to full effect as an ape. So
is Andy Serkis in it?
He, I believe, was a special.
How can he not be?
But he's Caesar, and Caesar is not in it.
Well, I think if we remember, he was sort of, integral to the process in the kind of CGI character replacement.
The way the whole process happened, he was there from the beginning.
I believe he was credited as a special consultant.
Oh, okay, but not one of the main ape characters.
No, I don't think so. That was I was almost like, oh, well, why wouldn't they just throw it to him? But it's like, yeah, he's busy. Maybe he was like, I don't want to be some random bit part. I was Caesar. Yeah. I don't need to be a character. I can help you. But
interesting. Okay.
As far as I know.
All right.